Hello friends, I am Saroj Sahare. Welcome you all in today's lecture on solvation of ions and solvation energy. Today we will discuss about solvation of ions and solvation energy, water as a polar solvent, dissolution of sodium chloride in water and determination of solvation energy by Bohr-Haber cycle. Lastly, factors affecting the solvation and solvation energy. Now, as we all know that ionic solid can be dissolved into polar solvents like water. So, what happens when we dissolve this ionic solid in water? In this image, we can see this is the A denoting sodium chloride crystal, where these green balls indicating chloride ions and small one of sodium ions. So, if we put this sodium crystal into aqueous form or beaker containing water, what happened? They are dissolved. So in after dissolving, they are dissociated into cations and anions. Okay, so crystal structure is no more and they are in the form of Na plus cation and Cl minus ions. So because of having polar nature of solvent or water, they cannot remain as a free ions in the solution, and there is some interaction between solvent and solute ions. So the interaction of solvent molecules with the solute ions is called as solvation. The interaction of solvent molecules with solute ions means cations and anions is called as solvation, and if suppose solvent is water, the interaction is known as hydration, and this type of interaction is only shown by polar solvents. So water is also a polar solvent because of higher electronegativity of oxygen as compared to hydrogen. So as we all know, the hydrogen having less electronegativity as compared to oxygen, hydrogen carries partial positive charge and oxygen carries partial negative charge, and here there are two poles generated. One is positive pole and another one is negative pole. Now we will consider dissolution of sodium chloride in water for understanding the solvation process. So in this image we can see that when we put NaCl crystal into a beaker having water, what happened? If we see the close look of this, there is a NaCl crystal, okay, and this is water. So in water there is a NaCl crystal. After some time this water looks clearly transparent. So this salt may get dissolved and hence the water looks like clear transparent, and at that stage there is no more crystal structure of NaCl, but the Cl minus ion and Na plus cations are separated and they are in the free form. Okay, so when we put this NaCl, these get soluble in water and this solid NaCl are dissociated into Na plus and Cl minus ions in aqueous solution. Now the reaction is given as NaCl in solid state converted into sodium positive cations and Cl minus anions in aqueous state. Now in next stage what happens? Sodium cation is carrying positive charge and hence the negatively charged oxygen are attracted towards it. Means water molecules surrounding the sodium cation, oxygen is facing towards the sodium cation because of the attraction of this partial negative and positive charges, and the hydrogen atoms, because of carrying partial positive charge, there is repulsion between hydrogen and sodium cations, and hence they are facing opposite to each other, but the water molecules surrounding the sodium cation, oxygen atoms are facing towards the sodium ions. Now in case of chloride ions, what happened? The hydrogen atoms carrying partial positive charge and hence they are facing towards the chloride ion, and because of carrying negative charge the oxygen are repelled from the chloride ions. So water molecule in case of chloride ions surrounding, they are facing, hydrogen atoms are facing towards the chloride ions. So because of this attractive force between the solvent molecule and solute ions, there is a release of energy which called as solvation energy. So because of having interaction between the solvent molecule and solute ions, there is a release of energy, we called it as solvation energy. So these ions when move in a solution, they cannot move alone, but they will move with this solvation sphere. Means chloride ions surrounding the water molecule, we call this totally as a solvation sphere. So when the molecule will move or ions will move in a solution, they will move as a solvation sphere, and because of this the effective size of ions is increases and mobility decreases due to increased size, and the conductivity is also decreases as the solvation increases. Hence because of solvation process, the conductivity as well as mobility of ions decreases in a solution. Now determination of solvation energy by Bohr-Haber cycle. In this image we can see that the NaCl which is in solid state can be converted into Na plus and Cl minus aqueous state. In this case, when there is a conversion of this solid into aqueous form, heat of solution is released, and when this sodium chloride crystals are converted into sodium and chloride gaseous atoms, there is a absorption of energy which we call lattice energy, and hence it is shown as positive energy. Now this gaseous sodium and chloride atoms when converted into their aqueous form, there is a absorption, there is a release of energy we called as hydration energy, and hence it is shown as negative. So the lattice energy can be denoted as U, and the heat of solution is denoted as L. So heat of solution is given as L is equal to U plus solvation energies of this cations and anions. Okay, so heat of solution is equal to lattice energy plus solvation energies of cations and anions. And if we know the lattice energy and heat of solution, we can easily determine the solvation energies of gaseous sodium and chloride ions. Now factors affecting solvation and solvation energy. Ionic potential. So ionic potential is nothing but the ratio of charge to radius of ion, and if suppose more is charge, then more is the ionic potential, and hence more is the ionic potential, the solvation energy is also more. So when there is increase in charge, when there is increase in charge from sodium cation to aluminum cation, what happened? The solvation energy is increases, and if there is a increase in radius from lithium cation to cesium cation, what happened? The solvation energy is decreases. So solvation energy is directly proportional to charge and inversely proportional to the radius of the ion. Now dielectric constant. Dielectric constant, it is the measure of polarity of the solvent. As we all know that solvation is shown by polar solvent. So more is dielectric constant means more is the polarity of the solvent. So higher dielectric constant means high or more polarity of the solvent, and hence larger is the solvation and larger is the solvation energy. It means that more is the dielectric constant, more is the solvation, and because of having high polarity, solute can be easily dissolved in that solvent. Now third factor is lattice energy. So when the ions can be separated, there is a required of some energy or energy is supplied, we called it as a lattice energy. And at the same time, if suppose there is a solvation take place, in that case energy is released, we called it as a solvation energy. So smaller is the lattice energy, higher is the value of solvation energy, and hence if suppose smaller is the lattice energy, more is the solvation. Hence lattice energy, dielectric constant and ionic potential are some factors which affect the solvation energy and solvation. So this is about solvation and solvation energy of ionic solids. Thank you for watching the video.